All right, so this is another addition to that, what I was doing, range toys. Just things that I shoot at the range, okay? This one right here is a 22 WMR, or 22 Magnum for most people, all right? Now, this is the Savage Model 93. Now, this one I had to order for specific reasons. Let me see if we can, yeah, that's better. All right, first of all, it's got the wood stock. And I know the plastic stocks or synthetic, whatever you want to call it, whatever floats your bubble, are better for a rifle. They don't swell, they don't do this, they don't do that. I just like wood, okay? I know the other ones are probably better. They are definitely cheaper because I had to order this, okay? Now, it's got an external magazine. I think I got 4 or 5 magazines for it. And this is what I go when I just want to plank. I have a couple of plankers. Well, I use everything I have I use for planking. Let me see if I can rearrange this camera, set it down here on the table so you guys can get a good look at it, right? All this fancy camera work. Don't bother. I will, woo-hoo-hoo, there it is. All right. It's got like a 22 or a 24-inch barrel on it. I can't remember which. It's extremely accurate. I sit there and we have some things out at the range where we do 22, and they accept 22 Magnum and 17 now, and and basically it's about 80 yards, and we sit there and and we plank away. This one I've got a 3x9 scope because, look, I live in East Texas. You'll hear me talk about scopes a lot, okay? When I first moved back to Texas, I lived here when I was younger, but when I first moved back to Texas, I remembered things that, beautiful stock, right? Anyway, I remembered certain things, right? Like you absolutely, these rifles like this and these scopes set like this are kind of well, they're not very effective here. This is just for the range. It's not like, I shoot some stuff out back with it. I have a little bit of land, but for the most part, it's a range gun. And the reason for that is here in East Texas, the underbrush, all right, the vines, you can't see 100 yards in most places when you're hunting. I mean, you literally can't see it. But this one here I had to play around with because I definitely wanted to keep the front sight, the iron sights on it, right? When you order those polymer ones, they're set for scopes. You can actually order a kit where they'll put a 3x9 scope on it. And I had to order the scope mounts. They're just a little bar that goes in there. Then you put the scope mount itself, the bracket or the rail. They're 2 little dinky things about like that. You have to order them from Savage. Put scope on it. I had to play with the scopes. This is actually the second scope that I put on it with the risers because this was messing with the scope. It was riding on it, so I didn't want that, so I had to buy a couple different sets of the scope mounts to get it on there. But yeah, I'm preferably with almost everything that I have, I always put wood on it. I have a Mossberg shotgun. I came with the plastic on it. I put a wood stock from Mossberg's, real easy, 1 bolt. And for this, I didn't want to have to, most of the stocks on my hunting rifles and things like that I get from Boyd's, okay? And if you know anything about Boyd's, once you deck your, once you get the stock set the way you want with all these things put into it, if you want them or whatever, it can cost up to $300 and a little bit over $300, right? But, everybody should have a 22 Magnum, in my opinion, or, maybe the 17, the new 17s. I don't know anything about those. I just know that they're out there. I know a woman's got one. She really likes it, but I'm an old dog, so this is what I shoot. The magazines are fairly simple. Right here. You know, why did I buy this magazine? I don't know, because it was there. I have that in a lot of them. In my opinion, these nickel-plated ones like this, or the stainless steel ones, they slide out of the rifle or the pistol a little bit better. Now, I don't just go out to buy them. Some of my stuff, I don't have them in it. I buy what's available. But it's like my 1911, I have a lot of the stainless steel magazines, sort of like this. And on this rifle, I have probably about 4 of these and 2 of the blued ones, right? But like I said, this is strictly pretty much a range toy. It's not big enough for most critters here I mean, it'll take a coyote out, make no mistake about it, right? But it's not a hefty enough caliber for most of the things we have here in Texas. I mean, you're not going to go pig hunting. You're not going to go deer hunting with this thing. You sure aren't going to shoot a javelina. You wouldn't do nothing but piss it off. So, yeah, this is just a range toy. It's a very fun range toy. I enjoy putting stocks, all right, on the sling on everything that I own, pretty much. If you don't know why you need a sling, you should really start researching it, because you don't want anybody to grab your rifle, okay? This gives you something to throw your arm through, make it impossible for them to take it from you, okay? I was always taught, you know, keep your rifle in your hand, make sure no one can get it. And, you know, to this day, being a civilian for all these years, it's the same thing. But like I said, they make this in with the synthetic stock. I've seen people shooting them. And actually, I believe the synthetic stock, I saw a guy do it, he was just a little bit more accurate with the synthetic stock than he was with the wood stock. But like I said, I like the wood stock, and this thing is scary accurate. I'm talking, it's definitely an MOA at 100 yards with no problem. I believe anyone with a proper rest can get an MOA out of this rifle with any ammunition pretty much at the range. I mean, it's scary accurate. But anyway, like I said, this is just another one of my range toys. This is the Savage 93. All right, so God bless everybody. Bye. And yeah, bye-bye, she said. But yeah, start showing your range toys, guys.